obi to me can say in the olden days, in dispensation of time, God gives and they make it alive. Is a Bible verse, no? It is some attributes of God that a human being, in our perspective, is describing the revelation of God in its massive structure. What I say, in all that angle. But the statement that people will say that God has taken life, God does not play that game at all. And that one is part of our Christian foundation. As the good God theory. That one I wrote it down. Yes. Nyankopon doesn't play in that affairs. So there are forces at play. Some of them omuwu, because there are certain things that have happened. And there are so many contracts you can go into. There are so many spiritual activities that can happen. There are so many people that want you dead that you may not even know. What is saying? There are many people that fall because people have shot them in the realm of the spirit. They've worked certain things, made sacrifices against them in the realm of the spirit. And we will show up along the line and try to interfere and break off that pathway. When to me and break off that pathway, the death will be imminent and then it will happen. Exactly. Wow. And that is how that situations take place.
Okay. Now back to leaders in the
Okay.
Minimum sophobia last election. Or say who in the realms of life the world say na abano MPP dia say na catch them you me show so tie nti o wie no asaba o se ba oni bi NDC for na be hu yen nti ya tene ade na wo wiem ama eko NDC for ho ti e basa na be se me hu say so for no 2 million dey atene ana nyame na atene we get confused because say nyame na si hene dia na say nyame say MPP ne be wini ana NDC ya den na prophet mi tene ade no wiem
yes, so that's why I make two difference, in operation.
Yes,
I think I have to break it down better for you. In operation, we have timeline prophetic operation, which is like Ezekiel more and other thing, and that's where I fall. Though I can do other angles by the grace of God. And then there is prophecies that are conditional prophecies, which is based on review. We can review it spiritually at any given time. I don't know two kinds of prophecies. Then we have this thing now, like when I was explaining to you, say when Juan be president, there are happenings that can prevent it. Because even your background alters, foundational alters, cases, and many other things that you can get yourself involved in can prevent you from achieving your ultimate goal. And all those things can play the role and cut your time off before that angle. Met me who will be today, right? Abia at the age of 40 is supposed to be in London. And then he's supposed to live in London for 5 years and come to Ghana at the age of 45 years and become a president in Ghana. But then at the age of 40, you will see the person in America. He's in the wrong timeline. Once he's in the wrong timeline, his entire life is wrong. Until he be the president until he dies. Because in the timeline, he has gone off the timeline. And one thing I realized that the devil was strategically misaligning people's time and their destinies. So Jesus, when he came on the face of the earth, he knew exactly where he had to be. Jerusalem. On him said Jerusalem is where the problem is going to come from. He got there, he knew where the problem was going to come from. He knew he was going to be arrested there. The disciples knew because he had told them that these are the things that are going to happen. Some of them wanted to prevent him, but then he knew exactly what he was going to do. He knew where to be, where not to be, where to go, where to sit, because he wanted to be aligned in time. Or see, no, I cannot be king over here, because he understood his time and he understood his purpose. If he had become a king at that place, that would have been the end of the whole story. And so that's how these structures work. And so be Ebeka say washen come for somebody to become president and adane dania, it means it's a conditional reality. It is not based in the full timeline. And in conditional reality, like I say, NDC, MPP, and most of those decisions are made because we belong to something. All right. And you say, oh no, you're NDC for prophet, and I say, wabeshen come and NDC for abano and MPP for abano. And based on saying abano or be ya kwancha then adani abo momo is conditional. But when we come and we tell you it is timeline, like the way I bar on the 7th December before the 7th December election. Yes. I said the election result is 57% for Mahama, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Because I've seen the end of time. It has been concluded. My own date and time and the moment. Nothing. And when I was done, me danino as my home Wi-Fi password, the percentage of all the election for both parties. Wow. Yes. Wow. It was my household Wi-Fi password. Yes. Me man no be Ghana. that time when I made it a password,
Yes.
they have traveled abroad. Who click on abroad,
Yes.
who click on it, and then on the iPhone you click, you can see the password. You will still see that the percentages is there.
Wow.
They were not in Ghana before the election,
But,
way before the election.
wow.
But the exact election result was it's still our household password.
Wow.
Wow.
When we say last time about say NDC for akonya o mabetena so me renew for 16 years.
16 years.
So for be to me overturn o dey na asili.
It's sealed.
We need a sealed.
It's sealed. You see, we mastering time and fourth dimension. The only way you can tweak it is not by you standing in some park or can say, call around the nation. Add a contribute go baby to turn it. You are far from it. What that means is where we are. It only takes somebody in the fourth dimension to map time and misdirect one person. Or to me, misdirecting one person, not misdirecting Ipana. Immediately, it can throw everybody off. When to me, I'm misdirecting Ipana, that's it. The time will be fulfilled.
Wow. Wow.
And each timeline has a catalyst. And when I prophesy, I put in all the catalysts.
Okay.
And to whom that this will have to happen for this to happen, and that will have to happen for that to happen.
Wow.
And a chain of operations, like a pathway, landmarks. Now, once all two coin now we were, then you know you're going on the same direction.
And maybe Baba Ghana ha yebenya female president da. One who be visa in the realms of life.
Yes.
One.
Yes, you're female president.
Ebeche.
Very far.
Very far.
Very, very far.
How far?
Oh, I've seen the time of the female president, but the catalyst is the problem. Once I tell you the president, the time, I have to tell you the catalyst, and it's not revealed yet. Which means the thing that will happen before the person will become the president. And
but what kind of best Anna?
No. But once I tell you, I have to tell you the catalyst, and I'm not. The catalyst is too small now. You don't want a lot of pressure on them, as it stands now.
Wow. Wow. Now, say the what kind of one say emphasis say the NDC for the year say
yes.
On betena so 16 years say na ewura dwomama mo on pom beda o say in the realms of life na silly dia omo pom nya adwuma biem because they will reign for 16 years and so
exactly
because you go to aba so still
and then I told you say you see once time is set it takes happenings to fulfill time. What's in nature? It takes happening. That's why they are catalysts in time. The catalysts are landmarks in time. So say a catcher will say you will end up in Kumasi within that timeline. But then these are your catalysts. Follow them and get there. Because if your catcher say Kumasi na map, you will never get there no matter what.
So we need more there.
You don't have a map. You will never get there. Exactly. So every prophecy comes with the time pattern and then the catalyst and the pathway to get there.
The catalyst and the party in the mom catalyst.
Yes. Exactly. But some are out there. Like the way I told you that if Mama will go for election for 8 years of election, who was the catalyst? It was the vice president. And I explained it to everybody clearly. Before the vice president became a vice president, even before she became a running mate, now I had told somebody already, one of his people that came to me already, that they shouldn't worry. They were panicking. I said, don't worry. She will become the running mate. If she becomes the running mate, she will become vice president. It's written message that I've sent to the person way back in January 10th, before they even elected her as running mate, before she became vice president, because she's the catalyst. And then the condition of the time is dependent on the turn of the catalyst. Which the catalyst cannot control. It's not within a control. And then I told you people say, you will be there and then the vice president will fall off. And it will be within 2 years of the party, the presidency.
And this party.
Yes. Either the vice president is out, she moves out of the way, and or she's out of the way in any condition. So I placed that one there very clearly. And then once you begin to see this thing happening, I gave you two things. If you see that happening, it means this is going to happen. If you see this one does not happen, it means this is going to happen.
But that's the way there's who deep party and say crap. Now say ya amamu ya yebui. Your vice president no. Ono de obesa wo kwam. Sana apachire.
Yes.
Nti either way bia obetimi di assign. Either so no am be decide say wa bre. Exactly. Nature ankasa na be which is sana opachire.
May I explain so on the best sign in time I'm watching happenings. She was not there. The mama was running as a president alone. What you say? Before the next election. So that is what made it too much. So that's what decides if Mama will go 8 years or not, and it has already started
happening. Because my room or chrome say the way the system is running, no. And we are Mama Beko 8 years. Until Besemu says Sunsumuno, 8 years and 4 years now.
Exactly. The catalyst. I always tell people the prophecy is in quotes. It's not a confused this thing. The Emma when I prophesy is very unique. Is I will tell you what will happen, which is beyond your control. Yes. That will cause the next thing to happen. Like the way I told you how MPP will lose the election. I told them that Alan on that same date. I mentioned the date. That time no Muyi party executive chairman was then to even choose the date. Yes. But I showed them the exact date that they will do the thing. The day pepe. They will do it. That time, no executive chairman Pomba Obeka say, "Oh, they say Hashem, you choose this date." We chose the date for them in time. We told you ahead of time, and they did it in that same date. What are the odds that is possible to happen? And then I went ahead to tell you that you people are there. Alan is contesting everything. Alan will leave the party, form his own party. Oh, crowd, no so move your moyo and no you free party no more. That was the catalyst. And if these things happen, Mama becomes president with 57%. You see how it is? Yes, which means the catalyst is breached. Once the catalyst is breached, the other way is where it is going.
Wow. And yeah, say you Mama we are. Ya who say a man for Julius Debra General Mosquito. No why na ben pa. Because omumi enu deep ani yeti ewa NDC side Julius Debra General Mosquito. In fact almost ne na masie kra ye underground works obi ya ye ne normal. What is here? Why na hu ni say oben ho. What the man accurate kra na. Why na dey know here
I've already mentioned it.
NANT
Monty, and then me explaining why in a very simple way. Once Mama finishes his election, I want to explain it to everybody in a very simple way, in a very, very simple manner. Unless General Asiedu Nketiah is dead, is the next president. He's called the president of the kings. That's just it. Or ya him for president. Wow. Yes. When he becomes president, he will be the president that will be on the street. He will be the president that will make Ghana work at the same time. When we say Ghana develops like this, this is spiritual secret I'm revealing to you. Okay. Exactly. And my prophecies, it is not by conversation. And you say, medio biako bonko mo no catch me, na ma come and prophet. No. About what he wants to do or anything. No. My prophecies comes ahead of their plans. Yes. So when they are planning it, Michelle come na bob plan. Hey, that's how God works. So these prophecies by the grace of God. Or not be a president of the kings. Or not be a bad president. Like how Ghana develops. Almost an crowd developing. Other parts are not developing. His presidency will rule with kings. And all the country, all the 16 regions will function at the same time, developing at the same time.
Wow.
Yes.
With the help of kings.
The kings, yes. Yes. Absolutely. Wow. He'll be the president of the kings.
Nampacho General Mosquito onimo.
Almost everybody knows me quite in the political era. He has said this so many times.
And yes, but Bibi to me is there anything that can stop this?
Right now, time has been mapped, so now we follow the catalyst. That's the most important thing we do now. Yes.
Wow. And I'm so more idea. Mubejinano. You be a baby, I'm about to China.
We'll see what God will do. Once, you see, one thing about timeline is once the time is set, we'll protect the timeline.
Okay.
We have to protect the sanity of the timeline. We are watchers, masters of time. Yeah. So we have to make sure that we protect the time so that it doesn't breach, because any other way, we don't know. Okay. So if it goes off that pathway, what can happen may be drastic. So we keep the time that we have. So once Mama was supposed to become president, we were protecting him to the final end. Until the prophecy is done. Yes. Wow. But it will happen. That's the thing.
Now, MPBDR say what can one say almost abanom kotono.
Yes.
Omaka no pomunda, Baumia neko.
Exactly. And whoever that even wins that part, all of them will amount to 44%. 44.78%.
Other people no.
Everybody that runs the election result is already set 53% against 44.78. Yes.
Wow. 53 there about me there.
No. American general election for 2028.
I may can be before the end.
Okay.
About me and BB.
About me.
2031. The next election
32. 2032.
No, Ghana the America.
Yes.
And no, what my figure?
Maka 2028.
2028 in our Kansas here.
53, 44.
Wow. I'm enjoying the conversation, but I'm taking you away from politics.
Yes.
Another issue be so. Do rivers, waters, do they have spirit?
Yes.
Good. Now then, I say you ye two galam say na ye sense you na home na team na wen na ekoso what's happening?
Let me break it down to you. In the time of the Bible, in scriptural structure from time, we realize something happened in the Bible. There was a great flood, but before the flood, in Genesis chapter 6, the Bible said that the sons of God came and make wives with the daughters of men, and they gave birth to Nephilims. Nephilims no demons. No, those demons in the time of the flood were washed away, so they lost their bodily form. And then when they lost their bodily form, they inhabited certain objects like trees, rivers, mountain, minerals, and many other things. And that's how they ended up in those things. And what happens is that those people have their spirit available in those things. And once you make sacrifices to them, you can be able to activate their workings. Okay. And your sacrifice will create a portal that gives them the chance to function. They cannot operate in the affairs of men unless there is an altar. What you say? Okay. And so you see, in Siobi wo your friend Antoine Yama.
Yes.
In Sio.
Yes.
When you make sacrifice to the water, you invoke it. When you invoke it, you've created an altar where the water body is. What is in a matrix? And then the water doesn't become the altar, but the location becomes the altar. And probably there is a portion of it that has become altar from the ancient times. And once the altar is not abided by, the demon or the spirit in it cannot be activated. If it cannot be activated, you can go there and play basketball. You can take the idol and throw it up and down. It will do nothing. Yes. Because it works with portals. There are certain rivers, the portals are shut. Okay. So there is no spirit inside the river activated. But unless they activate the portals. Wow. What you say? Yeah. And so like they are like things that the water doesn't like, automatically the spirit shuts down. If it shuts down, does it? And secondly, some of us you are crossing you na demon journey.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. As I demon in your papa.
Oh, as ensure they say ensure they are evil spirits. Like spirits of God.
Positive.
Positive. Yeah, there's nothing called ensure be war. Ensure be anewa eti bibia krobia so then so obeka say yeah papa. They signed a very bad dark contract. And I make it say abonsamfo and like altars and mountains and trees and things, those gods, they do not take ships. Okay. Neither do they take cows. Okay. The cows and the sheep is just for invocation. They take something from you, the human being. And to exactly. So the contract is not cows and sheep. Wow. Exactly. They know the mama not chinawari. But then the rest of the situation is very dark.
You already see now no achimu wenchino. Galam se piti bibugumu. Okay. Manipa over 30 we. Okay. And also no physical and I more spiritual.
It can be very, very spiritual because probably there's an altar there and they are tampering with the altar and there's a guardian of the altar. Any altar without a guardian cannot be left open. What I say to shut down. So once there's a guardian of the altar, muya adeno or mama warning, adena muya no muya, ade it can invoke the spirits against you. Yes.
Yenim say gold so you say gold pemoja pa. I don't know whether you've heard it before.
Sikaya moja. Wherever there is money, there is distraction.
Wow. Nti
Because it is money that people are hunting for. You see, gold is money that is there. See, obi $1 million to abontin. See, obi anko sisa. People will die.
Yes.
And to gold knows the same way money underground. Obi a pre, so there will be bloodshed. Wow. Exactly.
But can we ever stop this galamsey thing?
Galamsey thing. Oh, there is a way they can do. You see, the best way to be able to do turn galamsey off is redirection. Okay. People are doing galamsey.
And yes, spiritual.
And yes, spiritual. It's redirection.
Oh, okay.
Redirection.
We're more physical than
and so more redirect you. If you redirect the forces, they will stop. Because the people, no matter whatever you do, they will go there. Which they are still there. If they are able to redirect them, they will be redirected somewhere else, and they'll forget about that thing, and then the right things will be done. Exactly. Wow. But then, other than that, that one is the work of the government. We can't pray for them to stop.
Wow. Ye say anan komono ye wi ane hayen. Na mum ansa na be wi no. Ma mu se mienu miensa bi. Na nsan ye nyina nim say heat pa ekoso wo America.
Okay.
Ama e bi aka Ghana. In fact, say no Ghana no first say nka untu kwanda na okopa American visa. As a first time no B1 B2 no yama 5 years.
Exactly.
Donald Trump buy no say sa no money na wajai. Sa no man Donald Trump ye with a mine hodo Nigeria, Ethiopia ne wan no. When who be ya sa di we betim dia ba or e do habi beba ana ebeko say ya smooth akosi so be we na wako.
It will be smooth, but he will change his mind. He will review Ghana's documentation. Wow. Yes, because I saw it changed. I've told quite a lot of people. Said that 3 months it will just change. Exactly. And then it will be better. It will just change it again.
For Ghana alone?
Yes. Or for another countries as well. Okay. Obekwa in 3 years, it will just drop back and change so many things. And you'll be there, people will be shouting, hey, they've changed the visa, this thing. Yeah. But it will bring it in a different way and add another thing to it. Yes.
Yenche yebekona adwumtofo no na nse ba akubi obi ahye ne kona me mboni din ono me boni din wa asisi apasema ba na ne fans ne busa me say sofu bi ahye ne honkom ne yesi na nipa yi uboni din so a ebedi watimi me mboni din. In the realms of life, you know, one anything bad coming to the music industry, bibisa.
It's about me.
Yeah.
Oh.
What the mamimbu say? Shatawale huasema. Where the ni papam na mibusa nye ni bonim. Osofu bia onokra wabahada or your counselor. And you are a DY donko.
Okay.
And waka say who normal 1 or 2 be if I negative about Shatawale. Yami aduma uhu adie. Usu wehu na se wehu a etisen na de na betumi aya ya de be bo Shatawale ho ban.
Oh, okay. Niama de ya hwe Niama bebre. One say Niama, I think in 2019 I was one that prophesied about these things, and you know it was a very, very big situation. Yeah. And in India, what is going to happen in Ghana now, no? And yes, will be born the 2 money we or anybody will shoot him. I saw the news. I was saying people shot, somebody shot. Me know what I saw in time. I always tell you that. Yes. Don't bring your dream to us. Make sure it's in time. Okay. What you say? It's really a timeline thing. What they will die as some no prayer. Me, I'm only mama some that's me from when I was a child. Till now, some of them will catch me. I'm okay. Obisim be we say me bompa, and I'm here 1 2 1 2 me bompa. I'm okay. That's it. I didn't do anything about it, and I'm still okay because maybe I understood my capacity. So I went through it when I was younger. When we were young, me mama cried to me tum daya na me akwala na me continuously. I didn't know, I don't care. I'm just living my life until I've grown. And some of the things I take some of them serious and everything like that. Obiti said, Nino, what I have seen is that I'm seeing him doing festival. He has shut down Ghana. He's operating with the King Cons of Jamaican music, running in a very unique manner with his godfather and all those people in Ghana, running with certain international American musicians and British musicians running together in Ghana. You're doing a show of 8 people on the bill and running with a big thing. It's like a festival lasting for 3 days. That is what I saw in time from the Independence Square across. Wow. Exactly. To be like a festival operation. It's a street to run. Something very, very amazing. I cannot pinpoint the year, but then once I pinpoint the time, I would write it down. Yes. Exactly. But from now till that time, he was not dead. If he was dead, he was not able to do it. He wouldn't be able to do it.
Yes.
So he was alive.
Until you want to tell your brother, say, Onkana kuma tuni yemna, Bibia Sani Wana.
Ni Botri, relax mo ishe. Because
Niyam Shisheno, Wakachi IGP Krasa, or Munko Chisofun, because Yashemra Ogana says, I'm commission, Yemfambe Twabontin.
Yes.
Into what calling on the IGP Krasa, or Munyahubi.
That one, I always say, sometimes, it's based on prophetic mishaps and one or two things, but we believe those things are not really necessary. We just forget about these ones, and then the first lesson has been learned already, but some people still go ahead pushing certain things towards people. But I believe, we focus on the positive part and then go ahead in our life and focus on it, because maybe I will who are there say we won't so be, but maybe a diasum near machine. I bet nasi waka. But your dream is not global or the situation. Remember, when them die masum. I've dreamt things that make us say and easy, but some of them are just dreams. The question is subject to interpretation. But me some that say we say I'm obiabo utoba. It's a sign say oba active movie. You be bo to a movie no more. And me share me some that na me dani me tina me share. If you na cameras is your that no man share my camera na free move and I may capture the part where you were shot. So it's subject to interpretation. Wow.
And the shutter baby I will be a kawakuma to yem.
Maybe obe movie music video be obe shooting back na ya movie video.
Bibia in siwate shutter wale. Ka shegwe onu. Problem be no. Papa na answer na bekono. One kasa wo bibi person be a person catch Ghana for nyina. It could be spiritual, it could be physical, anything that you want to tell Ghanaians.
Exactly. I will say one thing on the question that you asked. With the can God make kings and everything. Yes. I'll say to you that if you want to become king or anything, the most important thing is that without spiritual operation, nobody can become a president in Ghana. And it's a very simple thing. I want one president in Ghana or anybody that has become president anywhere to tell anybody on the face of the earth that they became president without the intervention of spiritual things. Not even a single one. Not even the Prince of Dubai. No, not even Al Maktoum. None of them. It's spiritual activities that brings you there. And it is very spiritual. And finally, what I will add to it is that understand that we are in the end times. Whilst we are happy and laughing and buying cars and houses and enjoying ourselves and living our best life, the coming of the Lord is at hand. One of the greatest promise on the face of the earth is that Jesus is going and he shall return. And when he returns, there will be judgment. And all the prophecies have been fulfilled and time is already set. And I can assure you that I've seen through time to so many years, but there's one thing I cannot see. When God is coming or when the end time approaches. I have seen things that is possible to happen, but I have not seen that time. So that time we can't guarantee to you in time, but we can tell you, prepare as the Lord lives. I love you all.
I love you too. Baba, before I I'm giving you the topic already.
Okay.
You better natural disasters ACC will be asking now. Nyamisa womb and I say it is saying.
Very good topic.
Because now say na volcano bi you say epo ahira faso you see tsunami you see awiasho America mani edan hye nyame adoma da beba no. Let's go into that. We say nyame ni mu ampa because you see Bible say awie bre no ba normal we nyina besisi anye bia no ACC na say ben ana na nyame ni mu hwe eduru ho a na waboaye. And
then and finally my number.
Number.
Yeah. We are Prophetic Life Embassy. We are in OUB Prayer Camp Junction. OUB Prayer Camp Junction on the way to Dodowa.